Hi everybody, this is Brian from Art Party Unlimited. Today I'm going to show you very quickly how to change out the paint thinner out of your thinner bucket with screen. Okay, so we have our dirty thinner in here inside our bucket with screen. We've got ourselves a little handy dandy 1 gallon Ziploc bag. I'll show you what that's for in a minute. It's going to protect our bucket from the paint thinner. I'll show you how that works. I've got a little cheap canning filter here with a nice ball jar, which is where I'm going to collect my dirty paint thinner. I've got a handy dandy bunch of paper towels. I have a jar of cleaned out thinner. And I have some protective gloves, which are essential because this stuff is poisonous. And of course, last but not least, the best part of this whole thing is when you're all done, you can scrub yourself up with a little bit of Art Party Unlimited's handmade Scrubby Artist Soap. Okay, and we can get that for you right off our website. All right, let's begin. So we've got our paint bucket thinner. What we're going to do first is we're going to take our empty ball jar, and I know that it looks like it's got a lot of junk in there because I've used this thing for so long. It's just it's a big mess. So that's okay. I'm going to take my canning funnel. I'm going to put that in there. I'm just going to take this old paint thinner. I don't have much left in here actually, and I'm just going to pour that into that bucket. There's almost nothing left in there. You might get a bunch of paint that comes out with it as well. Now that screen is inside there. What you're going to do is you're going to put those. Make sure you've got those gloves on your hand. You're going to reach in here. You're going to grab this thinner, and I do recommend, generally speaking, to do this over a sink that you don't mind getting a little messy. Maybe you've got a utility sink in your garage, or maybe you have something in your studio. But I've got a bunch of caked up paint that I'm going to take out with my gloves. It's going to get clogged up in this screen. Okay, this is kind of a pain. You just got to kind of work this. Get all of this paint out, put it right back into that bucket. A lot of times when you do this though, you'll have a lot of liquid still remaining in there. Get out what you can. I just happen to have left this one in my studio for a little while during this Corona-19 thing, and I was using another bucket, frankly, and I forgot about it until now, which is why we're doing this video, okay? So you'll have a nice messy screen. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna take some paper towels and get as much of this stuff off as you can and put it in that bucket. Just give it a good wipe. It's not gonna kill you if you got a little bit of remaining paint on there, but get off what you can because you want to be able to use that. Try not to make a big mess like I'm doing there. Get it all back in here. Don't forget to wipe out the bottom side of your screen as well. Okay, now periodically your screen's going to get all gunked up and you're going to want to replace these screens, but they do last a while. But over time, you'll want to just swap it out with a fresh one. You can set that aside, and you can take your paper towels and any other garbage that you have, put in there. I like to just kind of wipe off my gloves just so I don't make an even bigger mess. And just wipe that off real nicely. Put that all in there. Take out this paint thinner. Now you don't want to throw this paint thinner down the drain, which is why we're doing this procedure. You want to take all your garbage out, seal up your bag, and then dispose of it exactly the way that your local ordinances require you to, because this is a hazardous material. So don't just go dump it in the garbage. Check with your county disposal service. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do then is we're going to take another clean 1 gallon Ziploc bag, and we're going to open that up, put that bad boy into our bucket, fold that over, which is a real pain. It's nice and tight, but trust me, this will protect your bucket from the caustic chemical paint thinner to keep it from rotting through this bucket. Over time, it could happen, okay? So you want to get that in there nice and neat, spread that out. Take your screen that you've wiped off, put it with the screen with the flat side up. You'll have a little concave area in here. You want to just put that in there gently inside that bucket so that you've got it down at the base of the bucket. You can also, too, at this time, you can take your funnel out and you can seal up this jar. What you're going to do with this extra thinner is you're going to take this, you're going to seal it up, and you're going to go put it on a shelf for a month, and you're going to let everything settle down to the bottom. And then in a month, you're going to have a jar that looks like this, and you probably can't see it very well, but all of the solid paint material has settled down to the bottom of this jar. I can then take this old jar that I've let sit for, gosh, this one's been sitting for 4 or 5 months, open it up, and I can now reuse that paint thinner. Now I know it's got a little bit of color in there, but that won't hurt your painting at all. I can just gently pour this back into this paint thinner bucket. You want to make sure that you leave at least 1 inch above your screen. Once I've got that done, see, I've got all this sludge down here at the bottom of this jar. That's all that settled paint material. Once I pour out all of the paint thinner, I can take a paper towel and I can clean that all out. I can put it in that bag and dispose of that at my local disposal site as well. Okay, so now that I've got my paint thinner back in there, I can go ahead and seal that paint thinner tub back up, and it is ready to use. All right, now the last thing I'm going to do, of course, too, is I'm going to take off my protective gloves, dispose of those in that bag. Don't forget, seal that up. And then I'm going to go take some of Art Party's Scrubby Artist soap, and I'm going to head over to the bathroom and I'm going to scrub my hands nice and clean. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you recycle your paint thinner.